In today's video, we're going to be exploring the MF-104S Analog Delay plugin, which is a software emulation of the various MF-104 versions made as Moogerfooger hardware pedals. In software, we have some added flexibility over the hardware versions in that we can go into a settings panel and adjust things like the delay type, delay tone, timing, as well as some of how feedback and bypass work and the polarity of our LFO when using modulation. You'll also notice that we have the added benefit of being able to sync the delay time to our DAW clock, as well as sync the LFO timing used for modulation. In today's example, we're going to listen to two different instruments processed by the MF-104S, a Roland MC-202 MicroComposer, and a Moog Mavis analog monophonic synthesizer voice. I'm going to be using Grandmother to sequence Mavis as well as sync MC-202's clock to the sequence timing. So let's take a moment first and listen to the dry signal coming from the MC-202. As you can hear, I have a pretty straightforward bass line, and I'm going to be using the MF-104S to add a little bit of drive to that signal, as well as delay to add some depth and dimension to the sound. So let's take a moment and listen to how it sounds when processed by the MF-104S. As you can hear, that really places the MC-202 inside of a space and gives some depth and dimension to the tone. So now let's listen to how Mavis sounds dry, sequenced from the Grandmother. And now let's listen to how it sounds when I add a little bit of ping-pong delay from the MF-104S. As you can hear, that adds a lot of extra dimension to Mavis's sound, as well as giving us some interesting stereo movement in our stereo image. So now let's take a moment and listen to how both of our instruments sound in a mix when processed by the MF-104S. As you can hear, the MF-104S is a great way to add extra dimension and movement into your sound, as well as just place your instruments into a nice sounding space.